So what I have here today with me is the new Audi Q7. Alright, it's no longer new, but then in Malaysia they just brought in the 2-liter unit. Now this paint, I'm not sure what color it is. It's like a darker version of Audi's famous Nardo Grey. So the Q7, when it first came out, right, I don't really like how it looks. But somehow, I think since last year, as I see few of them on the road, right, I kind of like, hey, it looks modern. It looks way better than it originally first was shown. And now I think it's quite good looking. And compared to the XC90, right, it is more low slung, I would say. It's a lower profile. The new Q7 is very different from the previous one. The previous one was a bit taller, longer, and the whole profile is very, very SUV. As for this one, right, it's small. Like you look at it, it's like a wagon, right? And it's quite unique in that sense. And of course, Audi maybe designed it that way, even though they retain the ground clearance and all that, right? It's very sporting when it comes to its handling and all that. The rims are one size smaller than those in the 3-liter. This is 20 inches, not 21. Some nice cladding here with quattro wording. Alright, so that's the exterior with a nice spoiler and all that. Let's go in and have a look. So I'm here seated in the cabin. This is the 2-liter version, so it doesn't have the Audi virtual cockpit. But somehow, after driving it for 2 days, right, I kind of feel like, hey, I like analog dials because you can see all these details, you know, the different layers of display, the combination of analog and digital, which makes it actually look more premium, I would say. Of course, the Audi's virtual cockpit is the best virtual cockpit out there. And I mean, best LCD speedo cluster out there. So I don't miss that at all. I know there is a lot of added functionality, but I'm totally fine with having this. Audi makes really good looking steering wheels nowadays. Actually, they've never been bad at it. But you get all your controls here, changing the views and all that. And I really like how, you know, it corresponds. All the needed information is there, and it's very easy to use. You switch between different modes and then you go up and down, and that's it. Okay, paddle shifters, I mean, it's a given in this segment, but like I said again, I like paddle shifters because I think I feel safer in cars with paddle shifters nowadays. I like the armrest because I can slot my hand in. This is the perfect design for armrest. I don't think anyone should change it because you rest your arms like that. You can hold the steering while your arms are rested. Okay, you can see that. And when you're on a long highway drive, you can slot your hands in and it's very comfortable, and then you still can reach all your controls. This is the perfect design. Be it you're in an Audi or whatever, this is the best design there is. Alright, door bins, Audi has always been really good at them, and I see a lot of car manufacturers following the way they mold it so that you can put a large bottle here and all the other stuffs here. So Audi has been really good at it, and all these plastics are super high quality. Alcantara here feels really good. Alright, so it's an Audi, right? The cabin is superb in terms of build. Alright, so Audi has this new sort of like a diffuser thing. What it does is that it allows you to pump up the volume of air without annoying the front passenger, especially ladies. You know, sometimes when your rear passengers are feeling warm and then you need to pump up the air conditioning, and then you just get your own stylist in the car. Basically the aircon will restyle your hair. Alright, this part is really nice. So it's almost an identical cockpit as the one in the A4 actually. And I really like this new climate control system where, you know, you touch and then it shows you the options. You can go up and down using this toggle switch. Very high quality buttons here, and it's capacitive touch sensitive. Alright, you run your fingers around, even bottom, you see? It's very nice. And you come here and then you can sync, which means the whole car is sync, or you can go 4-zone, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Alright, at the back. So compartments, it's decent. I wouldn't say it's as good as the previous Q7. These are tiny cup holders, and then they have this key holder in the middle which sort of blocks off your option or flexibility of using it. I'm not a fan of this new center console design here. because I mean, obviously they do it so that it's modular and all that, right? And then you can rest your palm here, you can do your writing and all that. It's good in concept, but in actual terms, we don't really operate it that way, right? It's all right. I would say it's all right. It's not a big flaw, but I just don't like how this thing is styled like that, and then sort of I just don't understand why there's so much space that is wasted. If this volume knob is just somewhere there, and this part can be a big compartment or something, okay? As usual, I like Audis where they don't have a click lock compartment for this, so it's just free play. You can just move it, and the best part is that you can take it and hold it there so that it's an armrest, and you can drag out either side, okay? And this one allows your cables to run freely and all that. You see, I mean, the way they compart it, right, it's like there's not a lot of space actually. It's alright, but could have been better. Could have been better. And you know, in the A4 there's a huge compartment here where I've shown in my A4 video. They don't have it in the Q7. Alright, let's go to the rear seats. It's a big car, so as you can expect, there is a lot of room. Headroom, leg room, whatever room is huge behind here. Okay, I'm 5'11", and I like this part because a lot of cars have rear aircon vents, right? But they don't really bother to design them well, and this is one of the nicer ones. Is it touch sensitive? Nope. An aircon vent here. You have an aircon vent here. Let's go to the boot. So we can raise these seats up. Press this button. Now it might not seem fast in terms of operating it, but mind you, if it is a petite lady driving this car, this is super awesome for her because she can just use a button and then just wait, you know, no need to like dive in, you know, and then ladies might be wearing skirts and all that. So this is very considerate. Alright, you have some tire repair kits and some compartment storage here, below here, and yeah. Let's try the rear seats. Alright, now the second row is adjustable. As just now I mentioned, it's very spacious, right? I say that it is supremely spacious. So now I'm gonna balance in between the second row and third row. Alright, I've shifted them to the most up front position. This is my leg room now, still very good. Okay, second row. Now I'm gonna try the third row again. A rear passenger that got once you pull it, the whole thing will come up by itself because there's a strut there. Alright, so now I'm gonna go in. Now it's a lot better. Okay, now that is done, yes, I fit in the third row. Just about nice. For my height, 5'11", I'm okay in the rear seats. It's well balanced, I would say. It's not too shallow in terms of the footwell, and even though my knees are touching the back, it's not uncomfortable. It's okay. Can I bear a 4-hour ride in behind here? Barely, but not impossible. It's just the coming in and out. I would say the Volvo might do it better. Oh, very hot. Like this. Most cars have a screen standing here, right? The Q7 and the Audi A3, you can retract the screen. Yup, which is a nice to have. Okay, just press this, and it's silent when it operates. So coming back to my topic of Audi being fully imported, So I believe we can draw a parallel for Audi and Lexus and Jaguar. Alright, so because all these three brands, right, their cars are fully imported, and amongst the three of them, I have to say Audi does the best job when it comes to realizing that they do not have the price advantage when it comes to competing against BMW and Mercedes-Benz, because both of them are locally assembled. On that front, if you look at how the Jaguar F-Pace ended up, do remind that the F-Pace is actually a class smaller than the Q7, and it ended up, what, 750 over 1,000? So for Audi to be able to press the prices to 520,000, I think they did a very, very good job in terms of the product planning team in Malaysia, because it's not easy to press your prices down, negotiating with your principal, especially when you do not have a big volume to begin with. Alright, and now you look at it this way, does this car actually lose out a lot in terms of performance against the likes of the X5, X-Drive 40e and the Volvo XC90? Yes, but with a bracket. Why? When they are fully charged. Alright, when the batteries are depleted and they go back to their normal state, where there's not a lot of power assistance from the batteries, the Q7 2-liter actually doesn't lose out a lot. Alright, and I know those cars, they actively charge themselves, and you have the added benefit of plug-in hybrid, where you go home, you charge them, and then you can travel about 20-30 kilometers without using a single drop of petrol. That is good, you know, if your travel is strictly limited to city driving, right? Where if not, they are actually on par, I would say. And then the Q7 does so without the added weight of those battery packs and the electric motors and all that. The Q7, right, this is slightly larger than the previous Q7 when it comes to interior, but when it comes to exterior, it is slightly smaller. But in terms of weight, I think, if I'm not wrong, Audi shaved off about 300 kilograms from the previous Q7. A very impressive feat, I would say, because now that I drive the car, it is still as quiet, if not more quiet than the previous one, and the car is still sturdy and nice to drive and comfortable. As for the seats that I'm sitting on, it's nowhere near as comfortable as those in the XC90. Far from it, I would say. Can you see this? Even without the Audi virtual cockpit, they make full use of the digital part of the speedo, which is really, really good. Can you see that part? Nice, huh? That's the navigation, and I never knew that, actually. I never knew that. Yep, this car drives well. This car really drives well, actually, and I like the way it drives. And given that it's a 4x4, just for fun, just for fun. Yeah. There's a little star button here on the steering wheel, and it's actually programmable. So earlier on it was programmed to switching between radio and media. Now I'll program it to switching between Audi Drive Select modes. Why? Because when you're driving, sometimes, right, you would want to switch between, you know, sport or comfort or auto, and in BMWs you have to move your hands here to the center console and press it, and in Audis you have to do it on the dashboard, which I think takes your eyes off the road. And if I can toggle between different modes, comfort, auto, dynamic and all that, on the steering wheel itself, I think is fantastic. So now, yeah, I'm able to change it here. Yep, it's really good. Auto dynamic, so I'm in dynamic mode now. So yeah, I love it. I love that part. When I drove the 3-liter Q7, which is, I think everybody compared the Q7 with the XC90, right? I believe if you've driven both, you would know that the Volvo's cabin is unbeatable in terms of design, material use, the level of detail, because Volvo Malaysia spec the highest variant, the T8 inscription in. So whereas Audi won't be able to do the same thing. If they were to do the same thing, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 800,000 ringgit. No one will buy it. So in terms of trimming, Audi's level of finish can't be matched to that of Volvo. However, it's not bad because Audis were never bad in interior anyway. Their fit and finish is industry leading. Their quality of materials, you won't find any weird spots or low quality spots or spots where it's just rough to the touch. Audi never has that, had all that. So their cars are always have an excellent interior. In terms of design, I'm not sure. Some people might say that, oh, it's up to each to decide, but in terms of design, Volvo this round has really stepped way ahead of the competition. Audi has a very refreshing interior, but it's still that Teutonic German feel that is in line with Audi's brand image. If Audi were to pull an interior like that of the Volvo, people will be like, whoa, what happened? Are you Mercedes now? Right. So Audi, their brand image is progressive. They need to be advanced, blah blah and all that. So in terms of in-car systems, BMW, Audi and Mercedes has their command system. If any of you who owns a C200 or C250 or wherever in Malaysia, you would have known what I'm saying. You have a decent interface, very nice Mercedes graphics and all that. And then once you go into your navigation, your whole experience just went from KLCC to Kota Raya, I would say, right? Because once you go into the navigation, you'll be like, what the hell is this? Yes, it's some Garmin interface and it looks really cartoonish, right? And then look at this. This is Audi's MMI system, and their GPS, their sat-nav actually overlays on top of Google Earth. So I would say Audi has to take the top spot when it comes to in-car navigation. Fantastic visuals, beautiful and easy to read and correlate with what you're looking at from outside. So yeah, and the fact that I can press this button and the whole screen just went down. If you suck at side parking, so you just activate the button. It's just a button over here. Activate it and you roll along, and then it will detect whether there is an available spot. Once it does so, it will prompt you and just follow its instruction. Don't worry about your own instincts, because if you suck at the first place, your instinct might suck anyhow, right? So you want me to try it again? I'll first show it to you. The screen will come up and then I'll just roll along, and then once it detected a parking spot, it will ask me to stop. Oops, ask me to stop, reverse, and then now I will reverse. See, it detects that old Audi A6 next to me, and then there are cars coming along, of course, and then now look, ma, hands-free, trust technology, and it should do a rather good job in its automatic parking. So is it done? It will ask me to stop. Alright, I've stopped. Select the forward gear and then it will turn. Got it? Yep, simple. And if you trust the system, right, it really does it super fast. Okay, if you trust the system. Now, if you hold it, then it's the steering input detected, and then it will cancel. All right. So I'm gonna cancel it now, so I don't need it to help me anymore. And what I'm saying just now is that if you trust the system, it is definitely going to be able to side park your car faster than you doing it yourself, because sensors, right? And provided you are Rust Swift or something, okay? And how's the power delivery? There is a little bit of lag, but that's mainly because I'm in comfort mode. All right, if I'm not in comfort mode, if I'm in automatic, it should be way faster. I'm a bit amazed. I've driven the car for 80 kilometers so far. The trip is telling me that I have another 640 kilometers to go. Maybe the fuel tank is huge, I'm not sure. Alright. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Awesome, man. Awesome. So I didn't initiate any form of launch control or whatever. I'm just just revving the car and letting go of the brakes. 8.1 second. Should we try the brakes? Alright. Whoa! Freaking amazing brakes. Freaking amazing brakes. Yeah, the 2-liter presents itself as a really great value in terms of fuel consumption, in terms of daily usage, upkeep, maintenance, and all that. So, not bad, I would say, really. And I really love the way the car drives. It is a big SUV that you dare to throw it into a corner, a 7-seater one. The Mercedes GLE in no way can match up to this in terms of handling, or I mean comfort as well. This car is really comfortable. In terms of handling, the XC90 is not bad. It can really match up to this, but in terms of comfort, this one really takes the cake. And yeah, I I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Given that LCD screens is a new thing in in-car display, everybody deduce all this effort, all this brilliant effort in speedo cluster designs to the basis of whether you have or have not an LCD dashboard. Audi currently makes the best LCD dashboard, LCD speedo cluster, because they fully make use of what is available. Uh, Volvo, on the other hand, has a LCD speedo cluster as well, but they did not program it to be as dynamic as the ones from Audi. So there are, I mean, Volvo's it is not bad. It is good looking as well, but Audi is just ahead when it comes to the virtual cockpit. Then you have other cars who have a digital LCD as well. There are quite a few out there now. You have the Renault Koleos, and I can't recall some of them, but most of what they do is basically they just turn what was supposed to be needles and dials to a screen, and they did not further add functionality to it. Given that the screens are dynamic now, they did not do anything like that. So when I look at this, I'm like, we almost forgot. This is what a great looking speedo cluster looks like. The clusters are sporty, it looks modern, it is very nicely designed, there are layers to it. So it's a good speedo cluster, and I missed it, even though I understand the added functionality in the virtual cockpit is undebatable. It is very nice. So what do I make of the power output? No way it can match the 3 liters power output. It's not even something that we need to. Yeah, there's no point in in comparing a 2-liter to a 3-liter. The 3-liter makes about 330 over horsepower. The 2-liter in this guys, I believe, is the 252 horsepower variant. So it's not bad, but it's not comparable. Basically, you get less power. That's it, right? Flat, fair, and square. You get less power. It's just back then, like, you have the 4.2 V8, and then you have a 3.6 V6. That's the difference. It's not comparable at all. How do I go in here? Okay, there. I need to get my international driver's license, and I have to come here. AAM. Yep. Oh, are they tearing apart this place or what? Oh, okay. Saya mau mari sini. Sini depan boleh masuk, dah boleh kan? Sini depan dah boleh masuk kan?
Boleh masuk?
Sini boleh?
Boleh.
Saya pak boleh sana boleh?
Iyalah.
Okay, thank you.
Parking sini lah.
Bagus, terima kasih.
Bagus.
Thank you ah. Yep. I have to stop the video. Ooh, Toyota Crown. I own one of that. I have one of these, the Toyota Crown. But I bought it for my father. So yeah, I should do a review about it one day. The Crown. Crap. This car is just too big. Let me show you. See, my back is almost touching the grille, but my front is halfway out. Look at that. That's what you get.